Let's do this. Welcome back. We have a severe lack of music tonight because
There's
of the.
music, but it's too cool for roads.
Well, I can't. It takes like a good 5 to 10 minutes to get music into the thing because we don't have a bot.
Oh man.
So, when we last left off, you guys had made camp for the night. It should really be the night scene because it's early morning, but whatever. You guys had made camp for the night, taking watch on a relatively quiet portion of a bit of a road that went around along the side of the river there. There's actually not a road here. You guys are just out in the field because you guys went over here for safety with your backs to the river.
Right.
The night's events were relatively peaceful outside of a particular visit by Bretta's new friend. But this was all post you guys escaping, quote unquote, from Berlistria, heading your way towards Vorpid, where you know awaits Elvira and the last of the six.
Yay.
At some point during your trip, Firebeard joined back up with a ship along the shore, and Coromon is doing something. We're just going to kind of segue these people out that haven't been here for 3 months.
Oof.
So,
I'll say Kuramon's muscles were needed elsewhere.
guess so. I mean,
He's off to build self.
every opportunity is available for them to come back. So, continuing on. It is early morning. You guys have awoken. The sun is still cresting over the horizon. Your cart awaits. Your horse is awoken, and Impious Fluffy is as well. And it is just you guys in an early morning. No more rain. No more clouds. You do wake up to grass that has kind of been soaked from the rain that hit the night before at convenient times. But beyond that, it's peaceful. It's quiet. It is probably the most relaxing place you guys have been in a good long time.
Alrada's been sitting by the fire and he's already put coffee on as people start to wake up. Although Rix would probably be up with him. Because elves.
Morning elves.
Morning elves.
Those silly trancers.
Rib's gonna wake up and investigate the fire.
Okay. It's a fire.
He's gonna try to see if he can see the dragon that he saw.
No, he doesn't. It just looks like flames flicking and licking against the morning sky.
Rix is gonna take out a piece of parchment from his writing note-taking kit and lay it on a rock. I guess like that one.
There's plenty of rocks.
And then step, or like a big boulder, and then step back like, I don't know, 20 feet. Take out his bow. Start practicing.
He's firing his bow and arrow at boulders.
Should be doing that at a tree.
It's like a piece of parchment there.
Yes, but the arrow, it will be ruined by the rock.
Yeah, it'll be
It
fine.
could also ricochet off the rock.
Alright, so which rock are you over shooting by?
And these trees on the eastern side don't exist. You guys are out in the middle of a field.
Right.
Well, he's got rocks then.
That's what I said.
Alright. Take a couple shots then, I guess.
Just roll against yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope he misses.
Can you hit a rock?
I do miss myself.
You hit. You guys are woken up to the splintering of wood against rock as the arrow impacts at full speed.
You did it, buddy. You hit a rock.
I go over
Oh.
to inspect the dents on the parchment.
Andre is going to wake up with a small jump. Oh, what's happening? Are we? What? What was that noise? It's just going to like look at the guys.
It's a small piercing in the paper where the tip of the arrow hit, and it's just a bunch of splinters embedded into it. Because you put a piece of paper against a rock and tried to shoot through it.
We roll the next one. Whatever.
Oh, I guess we're okay. Oh, hi. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
River's going to begin wrestling with Nippers Fluffy.
Tell me if this whisper works best. Ah, shit.
Oh my.
Did the earth just rumble?
As you guys are sitting there, kind of catching your morning and everything, you feel slight tremors. The smallest pebbles in the ground kind of rattle a little bit, and it's gone as quickly as it was there.
I am up and I am armed.
What whisper were you sending me?
It was just gonna be a silly flavor thing, but
Oh.
I'll send it anyway. He'd still be holding it.
Is Empress Fluffy getting hungry?
I'll just send it to you in Discord.
Okay.
Rib thinks it's just something from where he slammed Nippers Fluffy on the ground. He feels his strength is that large.
Maybe that was fluffier than X stomach. They're hungry.
Rumbled. I am only a small elf.
I don't think those were hunger rumbles.
Oh, sweet.
No,
Oh.
I have the hunger rumbles.
Rod's gonna stand up and just kind of pace around, just looking. You know, it's a field, so we'd see anything coming, but he's gonna just try to look for signs of anything, movement, sifting soil, something flying and landing around. Just a general surveilling of the area.
Can I roll nature to? Oh, sorry. You do it first.
The good news is you don't see anything flying in the sky. The rumbling is still slightly felt, almost kind of like the aftershock of an earthquake, but it seems very minimal at the moment.
Oh, can I roll nature to try to
Sure,
figure out if I know anything about this area, if there's any
sure.
large monsters?
Dang, that's with a 6?
Damn.
Nice.
Your knowledge of the area extends to that it's one of the great plains of the northern hemisphere, but as far as the actual fauna and stuff that lives here, you're not very familiar with it. You're not very familiar with a lot outside your island. Especially when you sit in a noble house all day.
I read books.
You want to learn some tactics, Elrod? You get along with your daughter.
Berta, from what you can see, you don't see anything suspicious nearby.
Nearby, yeah. Nearby. So, I can cast a rumble like that. Guys have any idea?
Well, either a very powerful spell or a very big creature or natural tectonic activity. Which, would I know if that's common in the area? History check, question mark?
Sure. You are in the northwestern portion of the continent,
Oh, 36.
near the coast. Why did it not show up?
Oh, it's been Roll20's been doing that. In another game I was playing earlier in the week, we had to clear all the chat logs, and then it started behaving. I could screenshot the roll if you want.
I can do that. Hold on, I can clear the chat. Don't nobody type nothing, and then you'll have to refresh in a second.
Here, I'll just screenshot the roll just in case.
It's not even letting me exit Roll20. There it goes. Okay, what'd you get?
36.
No, not delete game. Clear chat archive. Well, that's the end of this campaign.
Wah.
Okay, if you refresh, it should be
Probably
cleared.
zeros.
Got defeated by technical difficulty.
That rumbling was the game collapsing in on itself.
That loaded a lot faster.
To refresh this as well. Boop.
You want me to do it? You want me to do a test roll?
Yes.
This isn't my actual history check. I'm just gonna run that thing.
There it goes.
Nice.
Boop.
It's also a 36. I rolled a 36 again.
Oh no.
This portion of the world is known to have some tectonic activity. I mean, it does. It is the westernmost portion of the continent, and there are mountains just a couple hundred miles to the east that have slowly been growing over the years. Tales of rumbling at inopportune times are not uncommon, and that these roads are actually very infrequently traveled because of these rumblings.
I remember reading once about the mountains were formed by just the movement of the Earth's or the planet's plates. It wasn't very interesting. It seems natural, but there isn't a lot written about this area, so I couldn't say more than that.
Yeah, because just as a refresher, you guys are out in the middle of this area here. Like, just way off in the middle of nowhere. There's cliffs around, so there's obvious signs that there could be tectonic activity around here. But it's to y'all, it's y'all's morning conversations and such.
Let's hope that it's not army from the Underdark rising up to the surface.
Don't even joke about that.
Suddenly 20 drow appear.
Fuck.
You are gonna see a rib with his hands all sticky from the icing. When we toasted him. And he's licking his fingers.
Oh yeah, I should also mention already breakfast too, but he just cooked up a bunch of shit and is just left like he always does, just leaves it on the fire to simmer for everyone to just pick from.
Have done plenty of coffee.
Yes, plenty of coffee.
All the yeah. Well, we were at least like 10 hours, or one day in the Underdark it was. We got teleported.
Pardon?
When we got teleported to the Underdark, how much did we stay there?
A few hours.
Yeah.
At least 8 hours. Probably about 10 to 12. Because you guys stayed there long enough to get a rest in.
Yes.
Oh, I remember when you told me about how you randomly visited the depths of the earth below.
There were some
Oh, yeah.
curious characters down there for sure.
Definitely not a place I want to go. Too dark. Reminds me
Oh
of
yeah.
It's really lovely. You should try it sometime.
No sunlight, murderous drow.
Realistia
Yeah.
was not enough.
The screams, the tunnels. It was awesome.
Did you
The
just
spiders? Yeah.
the screams?
Yeah.
Oh,
From all my friends jumping around, having fun. What'd you think of it?
more Underdark themed screams, like death.
Aren't they the same?
Oh, Rib. Well, I'm ready to get going when you are, the rest of you. But I'm not going to rush your breakfast. And Elrod not so subtly. Elrod realizes he's been holding a piece of paper in front of you all in his offhand, and just stuffs it into his oh, he doesn't wear a jacket. Stuffs it into his belt.
Perception check.
Yeah, I was
Alright.
going to say the same.
I don't think you really need to roll perception for this. He's just kind of
Almost.
holding it.
I'll roll thievery for fun, but I'll let Miss come up with a hilarious penalty for it. Oh my god.
You beat me!
Oh my god.
Not proud of that.
Rib, it looks like Elrod did something kind of sneaky, but you couldn't quite tell what it is. But Bretta, you just watch as he kind of sticks his giant letter like into his just a random pouch on his backpack. Not even like verifying that it gets in all the way or anything. It just kind of gets stuck in there, still sticking out part of the way.
He clearly didn't want you guys to see him holding it.
Now I'm going to get close to him.
She's that kind of rogue.
Are
This
you
doesn't happen before.
Are you sneaking towards Elrod?
Yes. I'm going to try to sneak in
You
an
can't
open
beat that.
field.
It's
In an open field.
oh my god! He is looking in the entirely opposite direction, pretending to be looking in the distance at something.
He is trying to keep watch for the rumbling noise as Bretta just kind of slides down off the rock behind him and just lands right behind him silently, purely silent.
It is a. Is that another perception check? I
It's
don't
a-
even think I can
It's a
physically be
passive. It's against your passive.
20. That's double my passive.
Red's going to take it really slowly off his back and say, hey Elrod, I think you dropped this. What's this? She's going to toss it in the air.
It is a thick sheaf of paper with a heart stamp that has been broken on it. Oh, that's mine. Please, it's nothing. I was just rereading it.
Read it, read it.
Oh wait, he has a big heart.
It's not
He's going
exciting.
to try.
I assure you, it's really not exciting. I was just holding it for reasons.
Riv's gonna dance around him. Read it.
Oh, I'm going to open it really slowly. Try to see how Elrod reacts.
And Miss, correct me if I'm remembering wrong. It actually doesn't say much of anything on it. It
It's
just says, "I'll meet you in." What's the city?
Vorpid. The gist of it is I'll meet you in Vorpid.
La Bavira.
Yeah, there's really not anything sappy or anything like that in it.
And I try to read into the words.
Oh!
I mean, you're welcome to roll insight.
7 words. My bad.
She might be meeting him in Vorpid. There's signs of affection because she used the word love.
Riv is
Oh, Elvira's going to be on Morbid. Oh,
Unfortunately, there's only one line.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing her again. He's just red in the face. Not as red as you've seen him. He's just like he was kind of having a moment in the zen of the morning, and now he's been found out.
oh, I'm sorry. Here's going to give it back to Elrod. Give him a small pat in the back.
Is all well with your relationship?
Oh yes, apart from the fact that, you know, she's very busy as well, running around and doing heroic things. I just miss her as all.
That's definitely familiar.
I know. That's my girl too.
Wait, what? What year, Rip?
Elrod he just slowly does the Stewie Griffin head tilt down and rib.
Well, no,
Very few lines you shouldn't cross with me, Kobold, and that is one of them. And then he just smiles at everyone again. Ready to go when you are. And he'll take a big step back away from Bretta's sneaky hands and walk
check
over
on the
this way.
horses and make sure they are well fed and ready for the journey.
Riv's gonna get on top of Fluffy.
Oh, weird.
Do you guys notice there's a fade in option on this now?
Oh, the sound? That's sick.
Nice.
And a fade out. So if I let it play the entire thing. But it's 3 minutes long, so it's not going to play the entire thing.
Just 3 minutes of trembling.
new music style, rumbling.
As you guys prepare your cart and get ready to head out for the day, the ground begins to tremble again. You kind of feel the rumbling of it, but it still seems distanced in a way.
Do the horses get spooked?
A little bit. They kind of jump and, stammer their feet a little bit, but they don't seem to try to run off in fear or anything. As you guys get the cart loaded up, make your way back towards the main road, where there's a few scattered trees every now and then, a fallen tree, but for the most part it's quiet, it's serene. It's a clear blue sky up above. The sun is in the east. A gentle breeze flows across the field, and the grass itself is vibrant and green. There's been recent rains and everything in the area.
How fast is the cart moving?
At a steady pace. Yeah, it's a steady horse travel pace.
Friggs is gonna hop off the cart and just walk alongside it for a while.
It's gonna be going a little bit faster than that if you guys are trying to make 8 hours a day.
He'll
What
do
a-
a nice little jog with
Like an anime opening.
You guys are continuing on down the road, rather quiet, and Riggs hops off the cart and starts taking a jog to knock right beside him. And you guys are watching as you guys continue traveling. Riggs, go ahead and roll endurance for me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's not gonna do it for 5 hours, but...
No, I know.
Your athletics goes up by 0.1.
Max, but you haven't run in 6 years.
That's true. He hasn't run in a while.
You guys are watching as Riggs is like jogging along with Tanakh, and then the cart's just getting farther and farther away from him at a rather impressive pace. As Riggs's run seems to be more like a jog, a slow jog at that.
Doing all right, Rex.
Something he hasn't used his body in like 3 months.
Good to get your faculties back in order, I guess.
Fluffy's gonna turn around and go pick up bricks.
Are you okay back there?
Tenka's just sort of running circles around me.
Cat noise.
You're scooped up by the giant weasel.
And we'll lay him back in the cart.
And Riggs is probably just dumped right back into the cart by Fluffy.
Gonna need some more warm up.
I don't think that's how that works.
Herb looks puzzled.
He's gonna take out a jelly donut he saved from release.
Well, eating can give you cramps.
Ah, it'll be fine.
Rib
Just
still
take my
looks
strength.
puzzled.
Oh, never mind. That might be a not kobold thing, anyway. Do kobolds get cramps? I ponder the nature of kobolds.
What are cramps?
Your tummy hurts.
Is that a history or a nature check?
Nature.
I believe Rib entirely. You don't know what a cramp is.
And you're talking to a species that eats raw meat while running around all day.
No, I mean, we're all muscle, Elrod.
But that would just... Oh, muscle.
Yeah,
But that would imply you could get more cramps.
yeah, but we hydrate.
Oh, okay. That's fair, I
A
suppose.
lot of raw meat gives the juices.
Oh. Bet you could put raw meat squeezings in a bottle and sell them as an energy drink of some kind. Convince them it gives them kobold stamina, but then again, that might not be a very good selling point. There's a reason I'm not a merchant.
Rib mind explodes with this great idea.
Oh God.
What do I know about the detrimental effects of raw meat?
He's gonna whisper into Fluffy's ear. so he knows later to go back to.
Meat smoothies.
Oh God.
Fascinating.
Don't you wish you were me?
He looks at you. No.
Oh, turns his head away and just walks slowly next to the car with Fluffy. Well,
that's
speed of car.
Oh, that sounded mean. I didn't mean it meanly, but no, I don't. No offense.
Offense taken.
Oops.
Hey, Reeve, after this, maybe for dinner, we can hunt a deer or something, and you can try your meat thingy, it was?
Oh yeah, let's go hunting.
You
Alright,
can
can
try
we go
yours
hunt-
too, Brita.
Do we have time for hunting?
Hmm?
But when we stop for the night, I suppose we do.
We have a guy who has that string thingy that shoots things.
It's a bow rib. You know what a bow is.
I lost my mind for a second. Can't I slip up? Did he actually hit me?
Yes.
Well, they hit a rock this morning.
I did in fact hit a rock.
Do,
Elrod says, trying to be supportive.
do rocks move? Rib says puzzlingly.
Well,
No.
seeing as I've yet to get back in shape,
As he says that, you guys pass a small grouping of boulders that seem to rumble and bounce a bit amongst the ground. In fact, the whole wagon seems to shake and rattle this time, and causing you guys to have to hold on. I'm gonna need everybody to roll an athletics check for me.
Vic.
Oh.
I'm really good with nature, but what the fuck?
Damn, Bretta got like biceps.
I'm just like lying on my
She just went Super Saiyan.
It's that newfound warlock blessing she has.
Yeah, grow extra arms.
Does Fluffy need to make one?
Not yet.
This ground is shaking.
How many rocks is in Rick's mouth now?
I'll wait till
Sorry,
the checks go through before I do anything else.
I'm just double checking something. Sorry.
Sure.
Okay, there's Rix, there's Bretta, there's Rib. Where's Elrod's? I got a nature check from Elrod.
Nate, I rolled a 22 athletics.
Oh boy, it's gonna act up all night. Yay.
1 second, my door's being knocked on.
That's fine.
What can it be now?
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Just spending all my dice, and then I'm going to roll like shit.
You all managed to hold on rather successfully.
Oh wow.
No real issues.
No fatalities.
Nobody dies.
It wasn't a super strong timber. It was just enough to kind of rock the cart back and forth enough to cause some concern.
Would you say that was strong enough that we could kind of more accurately assume which direction it's coming from? Like, is it coming from the mountains, or is it coming from like behind us, front of us?
Roll another nature check, or perception. I'll allow either.
I might be equally bad at both. I am.
I'm equally good at
Elrod's one inquisitive boy. 21.
It's hard to tell.
Can I roll one?
Yes.
if I can figure out stuff lying on the cart.
That's a strong 3.
Yikes.
Rix, you can kind of pick up that it felt like it was kind of centered in multiple spots.
Spots. So it's sort of surrounding us.
A little bit.
Hmm.
Elrod, how much do you know about the powers of these tremors?
Well, it was in a book I read ages ago. Something about how the mountains were formed. I'd assume it's coming from just the mountains, but I didn't know the area was so active.
Does it usually happen in several spots all around you?
No, that wouldn't make sense if the source is the mountains.
Maybe it's the giants in the mountain. I heard there's giants.
You better please tell me you're joking.
Inside check because he's not.
Alright, roll bluff. Or persuasion, I don't know, whichever one, I guess. I'll
Be
roll it.
persuasion.
What's persuasion in this game?
It's just or it's diplomacy, my bad.
Diplomacy.
And you do not get the +2 buff for me because you're rolling against me.
You don't.
I'm going to need to hear where
He's-
you got
he's
the
not-
source of
Lying about the rumors about giants if you recall your history of the area. The Goliaths are known for living in the mountains as well.
giants. At first he looks skeptical and he just kind of glances at you funny, and then he's like, giants. Goliaths live in the mountains. Giants.
You know, run in with them.
Goliaths fight giants.
Ooh.
I was trying to recall my giant history, baby.
You're from the Underdark. You just happen to make a really lucky guess.
Highest nat 20 roll in the world that did nothing.
Happens. Be like Elrod trying to roll about how to talk smooth.
Oh, so it can be giants? Or
Can I-
what else?
Can I just do like a general like arcane survey of the area as we're going along to see if I can detect any sort of magical like trickery going on?
Sure.
And I also have a buff against illusions because he can put his goggles on. So +2 against illusions if gonna be illusions.
I want to see how Ron is goggles on.
Nice.
I got them in Altaria.
You don't pick up any magical effects in the area.
The good news is I don't detect any magic nearby, I suppose.
Those are really giants chasing us. Would there really be footfalls every hour?
I do not know.
But don't they have to walk?
If they walk so slowly, they wouldn't catch up with us, at least.
Well, maybe they're jumping along their way. That's why we're gonna hear them.
Great children's pogoing sticks.
Oh no, it's the clown.
Terrifying.
It's a good clown.
Clowns on pogo sticks.
Oh no.
That dude is like killing that pogo stick. Oh my god.
Should someone run ahead and see what's going on?
I don't think you'll find
Adorn.
any of us can run faster than a horse.
I think we should
Or-
at least
can
stop on the
Fluffy?
side here.
Dorn, you've awoken.
In the back of the cart. They just threw you in the cart and kept going.
The tremors woke him up.
Yeah.
Can't you control the horses better than that?
No, John, it's an earthquake. Several earthquakes.
What's the horse's speed?
All around us simultaneously.
Fierce.
1 horsepower.
Faster than Rick's.
Well, don't do it.
Yeah, 1 horsepower. No, it's if you're just going by like combat movement speed, it would be 8.
Oh, same as Fluffy.
Yeah.
To be fair though, I don't think Fluffy specializes in long distance travel.
Does not.
Wait, why is Empress Fluffy even bigger than normal?
She's not.
No, she's a size large. We're just kind of zoomed in.
Yeah.
That's 4 squares.
She's a big girl.
No, I don't want to play Foursquare.
Although sending a scouting party ahead isn't an awful idea, it's not a good idea to split up at this point. Not when we're so close.
How far away are we approximately?
5 days out.
Okay.
I meant metaphorically.
Well, we should at least stop by a side in case a larger tremor runs us into an accident.
An accident in an open field.
The horse can only handle so much.
Fair, I suppose. How does the horse look like it's doing?
It's
Aside being a little spooked.
a little spooked, but that's about it.
Yeah, we need to get careful. Maybe we can hit a big rock, or the only 3 in the field.
Does seem like our luck.
Well, I mean, the beast was more of a work animal than it was really a transportation.
No, we bought a big one.
Oh, this isn't the one that we pulled out of like Farmer Bill's backyard.
No, I think someone was going to take it and then we put it back.
Just returned it.
You guys grab onto the wagon again as the Trimbles start back up, this time getting stronger and feeling like they're coming closer to the cart.
All right, I told you to keep control of the animal.
It's not the fucking animal, Dawn.
Right, you sure?
All right, I need to know everybody's
Fluffy, are you hungry?
fortitude.
He's good.
36.
Here's the problem, no one's in
23.
control of the horse. Fortitude 24.
29.
27.
42.
The fuck was that outside?
Rix is dead.
Holy shit, Dawn. 42?
What's up?
Wow.
No, I'm just throwing numbers out there.
Oh,
Fortitude is 30.
Oh, sorry, I heard something outside. Okay.
Oh no. it's
I need
dead.
somebody to roll a check for the horse. 1d20 plus 12.
Do that.
I was about to say I can do it. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh crap, we're gonna have to make glue.
I didn't want to make glue.
The as the trimmers pass underneath the cart, like you feel them passing under the cart. You're watching the ground underneath you move. You watch as it pushes up underneath the cart, snapping
Oh god.
the wooden portion of the horse and pulling the reins. Brady, you were the one driving, right? Make a
Yeah.
athletics check.
Oh boy.
Just do what you did earlier. Use those extra arms.
Watching as the reins are yanked out of Bretta's hands and the horse, in all its spooked, just takes off down the road.
Huh.
can I try and catch it?
And all of you tumble out of the cart and it is flipped. Because you all failed your... You all failed.
Great going, Elrod. Good piloting.
We're just gonna...
I'm going to bury you in the dirt.
We're just gonna do this to the cart to signal that it's on its side. Rib, what is Fluffy's fortitude?
Un momento, por favor.
Rix spits out some dirt. Oh,
19.
at least we stopped now.
And the rumbling is not stopping.
Is the rise going away?
The dirt kind of lifts up and then goes back down as something passes by. One of the... You now can see 2 trails, one smaller. Still, the bump in the earth seems to be about the size of Fluffy. The other one seems to be about twice Fluffy's size. And Fluffy, having been spooked, is going to take off and climb up this nearby tree. With Rib on her. Actually, Rib, roll athletics.
All the animals getting spooked today.
No. She Fluffy jumps, like throws Reb off and takes off into the tree. Watch the tree bend a little bit from her size. They need everyone to roll initiative.
Tanuk stays
Oh boy.
I don't know if I remember how to fight.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh, the rumble is still going on my screen.
It is.
I need to turn it way down.
I have. It's a very quiet sound effect.
Oh, there we go. That's much better.
Oh, those two, 31.
I hope my targets will be as easy as those rocks.
Just a side note of character.
Huh.
Did you hear something outside, or
I did.
where was it coming from?
It sounded like from the street.
Alright, well, I looked outside. I didn't see anything. So.
Okay.
Oh, I should probably select Elrod if I want to roll anything. Oh my god, I rolled above a 20.
And
Yay.
Aelith.
Where is Aelith? I thought she said she could make it.
Decided they needed a little bit more time,
Understandable.
but the character is needed.
Oh.
She's not going to use any of her healing options,
Goddamn.
but she'll be there.
She actually wasn't built to be a healer because you guys had a cleric.
Is he, is Story-wise still with us? 'Cause
No.
we're gonna need him.
Nope.
Okay.
Written off real quick.
He disappeared from the face of
He
the
went, he went back to the temple, or
Yes.
finished with Malthira. Yeah, he just disappeared.
Yeah.
I remember I
Yeah.
have triggers.
So,
We get teleported to a
Is there
different dimension when we teleport.
Is there anything we can see at this point?
you can see the tremblings in the ground coming from this area. Let me change the color that's more visible on green. Hold on. From this area and this area, but they're moving about. Rib, what do you want to do?
Rib.
The cart is on its side, by the way.
Rib is going to get on top of the cart.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20.
And I'm
There's
gonna roll-
Koromons on top of the card.
I'm gonna roll perception as an action to see if I can see anything.
Okay. $27. No, you see the same thing everybody else does. You see what looks like a big, like, U shape in the dirt as the back end of it begins to filter back into the ground on this side, on both sides. Like whatever it is turning back y'all's direction. Rix?
Everyone be prepared.
Oh, it's my turn. Alright. Gonna take cover on the side of the cart.
Okay.
Take half cover and put Tanuk this way as I'm just looking out to the northeast.
Okay. Bretta?
I'm going to climb up the cart too, and be just throwing out my weapon and be ready.
Okay. Elrod? Okay, I'm
I-
gonna stop the rumbling now.
I draw my weapon. I already did. And I'm gonna double move, but they're both gonna be shifts. I'm trying to move quietly and gently. I'll roll something like, I don't know, stealth. He's not trying to hide. He's just trying to move without stomping a lot.
Okay.
What would
Just
you like me to roll?
Stealth.
Not bad for an Elrod.
Okay.
Sneaky boy.
And that's my turn. Oh, and I'm nah, I'm not gonna put up my warding yet.
Okay. That takes us to Aelith, who is just gonna take total defense. And that takes us to Dorn.
I'm sorry. Is there something approaching?
Yes. Y'all's gifts are very accurate. There's giant like burrows coming along the ground, Bugs Bunny like, but far bigger and more intimidating.
I think I'm blind. Can somebody ping it?
It's not showing on the map. You just see like the ground moving in those areas.
Oh, okay. I got you.
It's a ghost. It's Casper.
You found a wild Diglett.
I'm gonna dig.
Where the
Oh,
hell
no,
is
dig
it?
it.
I'm gonna slam the ground with my staff and not target anybody. And just basically make a loud thunder shock effect.
Okay.
And that's it. I'm gonna stay in one spot. I believe they call this maneuver the bait.
Oh yeah, it picks up on it. Okay, you guys are all set. Your weapons drawn, distraction made, and the tremblings begin. Erupting from the ground right in front of Elrod. This small shark-like creature with massive legs, thick, leathery hides.
Oh, Melora!
Is it a Tell Brahma?
No. It's worse.
Oh. Huh.
It's going to
Good thing I moved quietly.
burst forth from the ground right in front of Elrod within range of the cart, which means the eruption of the ground is going to hit Elrod, or go to an eruption of stone and ground and dirt everywhere is going to go towards Elrod, Bretta, Rick, Rib, and that's it for that one.
Gotcha.
And yeah, it totally works. Good job, game. What broke it? Oh, that's what broke it. It broke everything. No, yay! Thank you for rolling properly. 1 second.
These are not the targets I want to use a bow on.
Well, you can throw the arrow with your hand, with your arm.
This is just a test.
This is not a drill.
What the fuck is it doing? Oh, okay. Whatever. It's being a pain in my butt.
Stop hitting my butt.
Did it roll for every? It still didn't roll for everybody. What the heck? Alright, I'm about to just do this individually because this is going to take longer to fix than it is anything.
Whatever needs to happen, my man.
Rules for difficult.
A land shark.
It's not a desert land shark, it's a land shark. Oh, is this the Six Emperor Tyrannus? One? Oh my god.
Hey, it's working.
Hey,
35. Oh, it hit Elrod either way, so
Good work.
no matter which one of those. Elrod, you get just a chunk of rock and debris right into your side. Massive heavy stones impact you, dealing 11 damage. Bretta and Rib, you just barely able to dodge underneath it. The eruption of the stone. the other one also actually technically went first, but it doesn't matter too much at the end of this rotation anyways. It's going to burst up right here. Rix, Tanakh, and Aelith are going to feel the ground underneath them shift and move and try to throw them to the side.
Oh god.
Aelith is gonna fall prone. Okay, my life will be easier if I just do this.
Oh my god.
Tanakh is gonna fall prone. Rix is gonna fall prone.
Oh my god.
And then it bursts forth underneath you.
Prone, I can't react right.
That was just its move. I just didn't have that one set up for a multi-attack because I didn't know how many people I'd hit every time. Rising Burst. Boop, 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 boop.
To respond to a trigger.
It is also broken. Yay, hold on. But I do good macros. I don't like not having music. I miss the bot. Discord, fix your shit.
I figured.
We can make our own music.
What happened to the one that was playing? Why can't I? Wow, if you pop the jukebox out, you can't put it on repeat. What the hell? That is weird. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. It's also going to hit Rib and Bretta on this attack as well. Or not? Why? Why? Game. Oh, I know why. There. Okay.
Hello, beastie.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Did not climb up to that.
Work. Rix, you get the 23 that happened at the start. On the first try where it broke.
Oh.
Why it's still the wrong color, I don't know, but whatever. I mean, I do know, but whatever. It never goes smooth. It's going to hit Aelith, it's going to hit Tanakh, it's going to miss Rix with the 23, it's going to hit Bretta, and it's going to hit Rib. Each of you are going to take 13 damage. And then it's going to spend its action point to bite at Rix
Oh.
for another 19 damage.
That hit him?
Oh, no, it missed.
6
Yeah.
versus 9.
Nope, yeah, even with the combat advantage, it missed somehow. So.
I remember how to fight sharks and I boop it in its nose.
Alright, you got that takes us back around to Rib.
Okie dokie. Rib is going to jump off the cart in front of this one right here.
Okay.
And he is going to.
It's a little mama and baby.
Oh, so to knock took damage.
He's going to use Violent Strike.
Okay.
He'll run up and just try to whack the crap out of it. Oops.
That's Valiant Rush.
Yeah, I know.
You just sprinted across the map.
I sprinted off the cart. Now I am going.
He ran into the sunset.
Some say he's still running to this day.
Hey Rib, for the intent of combat, because I didn't update Little Rib, will you use the Big Rib sheet for fighting? All your stats are the same. I didn't update your weapons and stuff.
Use the big rib sheet.
Yeah,
I'm
mean-
using the rib sheet that you last gave me. The one that says change and everything. What?
Says what?
The last one you gave me.
Says Draco Rib.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to take Little Rib out of your journal, just in case. Yeah, that's fine. I just forgot to update your stuff. You do hit 17 damage. And the health. Go ahead. The health is wrong on it.
Okay, I didn't have it ready, so go ahead. Go on.
Okay, go ahead. You hit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I rolled for damage. And I'm gonna put smite on it,
Okay.
which is extra 6, correct?
Yes, you typically have to do that beforehand, but I'll allow it. It's been a
I'm
while.
sorry.
No, it's been a while. You should have a smite button. Or
I think my game froze. Because it would not let click right. Not Rick's rib.
Draco.
Oh. It is not on there because I'm little bit.
nope, I just fixed it. Click off and back on.
Thank you.
Why is it still? Oh, I know why.
Still see smite.
You're talking about your. Why is Tiamat's Blessing still on there? That is your.
They did the wrong move. Anyways, go ahead.
You're that one. Yeah, I think it's that one. -1. Bahamut's Blessing.
Okay, that's okay. So roll that one.
Yeah. I just.
Oh, my
3.
bad.
No, you're fine. You can have the other 2. Okay, now that that's sorted, Rick, you're up.
Alright, can I roll nature to figure out what the hell is this
Yep.
beast and what it's gonna do to us?
These
Bite us to dinner.
Big ol' munch.
these are called bullets. Also sometimes called land sharks. They tend to dwell underground in caves or sometimes even above the ground. They rarely burrow much deeper than a few dozen feet. You do know that the mountains are not too far off from here.
Is it like living next to mountains?
There's a lot of caves.
Bullets! We're fighting bullets! Do I gain anything about their weaknesses? Oh god. It's these 3x3, oh my god. I can't do anything until I get up, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, you can shoot from the ground, you just have a penalty. Standing up would be your movement.
Oh, okay. Well, Tinoki, you're okay, buddy? I guess can we both get up, prone position. Can we both do that?
Shay, it's Divine Challenge. And it's if they attack something that's not you. I don't know. Just look
no,
at.
I had something where if I hit with, I think that's from where I had the mace.
Yeah.
Well, if I hit with my weapon, it took ongoing damage. Didn't make saving throws. I know what my divine challenge does.
Yeah, that was the mace.
Okay, so that's cool.
Yeah, you're fine.
Sword macro's messed up. 1 sec, I'm gonna tweak some things.
You're fine. So what are you doing, Rix?
Both Tinoki and I getting up.
Okay.
Um, Don't think I can knock. Okay, I'm just gonna. Shift. Okay. So, alright. I'm gonna shift 3 before I do this as part of the ability.
Okay.
Gonna shift over 1, 2, 3. And Tinook also gets twice his attack. Do I claw with him?
Which ability is it?
Beastmaster's recovery.
Okay. You should have a button for it.
Well, I did. Wait, did you not see that?
No.
Oh, god damn it. I have the same problem as Elrod then.
Yay.
Well, I didn't hit it, and but I still deal 6 damage, and my Tinook deals 10 damage. If that affects, yeah.
Okay, so Tanuk did 6 damage to it. And your missing strike, your ability that when you miss.
Or my grazing shot did 6, Tinook did 10.
Okay. Perfect. You watch as a few pieces of the giant leathery hide kind of chip away as the tip of your arrow grazes it and Tanuk slashes through part of it with difficulty. Brenda, you're up.
Maybe if I reload.
Brenda, you're muted.
Shit. Okay.
It's a good night.
I'm going to.
We're doing good tonight.
Let's see. I'm gonna shift 1, and then I'm going to move 2, 3, 5 to the rock here, and I'm
Okay.
going to attack this one here. Yeah, I have advantage. Yes.
Okay. Yes, you do. Surrounded by Aelith and Tanuk.
And hit and sneak attack.
Okay, it is big enough that the coverage of the card's not going to matter. And then you hit for 14 plus an extra 15 damage. Nice. 29 damage from Breda.
I love that my first attack was a miss.
Breda fires off a shot from her hoopak. Hitting the thing right in the eyeball. Kind of growl. Alright, you're up.
Elrod time.
Alright, time.
I'm going to. How much is Aelith still prone?
Aelith is still prone.
Hey Rip, you got this? Oh, he's AFK.
Huh.
You got this?
Oh,
It's just. It's a large creature and Rib's a small creature. I just try to keep that in mind.
He just vanishes. And Tanuk could give me advantage, right? Because he's posing a threat.
Yes, he's on the opposite side. So you would have combat advantage.
Is that a square I can occupy?
Nope.
Or would I have to be here?
Right there. You'd be under the tree. You're fine.
Yep. And I'm going to. Let's use a classic booming blade. My fortitude increases by 2.
Nice.
Solid sound. Did that roll? Yes,
Yeah,
it did.
it did. There's an echoing thunder as this blade, Elrod's blade slices through part of the bullet's hide. 19 thunder damage, and if it is adjacent to Elrod at the start of its turn, it will take more damage.
And I will put my ward on the big boy. Mama,
Okay.
I should say.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
Alright. Aelith is going to stand up. She's also going to use a second move action instead of an action to shift away. And then an action point to get way away. And that is going to be Aelith's turn. Dorn.
Let's start big.
Here comes the fire!
Don't hit the knock! We can't dodge them all!
It's okay, he doesn't have fireball. You picked the one attack that hits its good stat.
Did I do it?
I only see 2 rolls. Did it roll 3?
And third.
There is a
No,
third. third, yeah.
There it is. All three of the skulls come careening in and they impact into the thing. It just little cloud of necrotic magic just. Oh wait, it does thunder damage. Okay, it's little like thunder clouds. And the bullet just turns its massive head towards Dorn and licks its lips.
I was like, I need to move Elrod because my token's being funny. I'm not trying to be cheeky.
No, I believe you.
Let's see.
You picked the one stat it's good at, Dorn. Alright, the big bullet's gonna turn. It looks at Dorn, and then it remembers the cat that scratched the crap out of it behind it. It turns and just takes a chomp at Tanakh.
Alright.
Defensive posture.
Oh.
Attack.
That
And it has a
is
-2.
Yeah, it has -2.
okay. So 34. That's Ty's still gonna go to the player or to the attacker, but you do get your attack. Oh, you tried to get an attack in at least.
Nope,
You get six damage from your grazing shot, but Tanakh takes 16 damage.
I'm a bit knackered from that jog I had earlier.
You watch as it just reaches down, bites Tanakh, and just lifts Tanakh up in the air and starts thrashing it about like a shark would.
No, Tanakh!
The little one's gonna look at Rib and take a bite. And just bites down on a Rib's shield.
Cheeky bastard.
Rib, you're up.
Okie dokie. Rib is going to. He finds in his handy dandy notebook. There it is.
Just picturing Rib opening up his notebook. What powers do I have now?
Ah, that one.
It was adjacent to Elrod at the start of its turn. It did take thunder damage from Elrod's booming blade of 8. Alright, Rib, what you got? Psychic Smite.
Mix.
You go to swing your new blade that you got, and the thing just grabs it in its mouth and tosses it off to the side. Here's your sword.
As a minor, can I use Divine Challenger?
Yes. Divine Challenge. I'll put a flag.
Works pretty well with that Witcher combat music.
Alright. Rix.
I'm up again.
Yes.
I'm guessing Tanakh is no longer granting combat advantage.
I mean, technically he is. He's distracting the creature by being eaten.
Alright, works for me.
It's like an hors d'oeuvre to the giant dire bullet.
Well, I'm gonna try against reflex. Hopefully it's reflex isn't high. Oh yes.
You
I
hit!
I hit! And I get to quarry. Oh god. How do I quarry again? There we go.
He hit something. Yes.
You watch as Rix fires off an arrow that hits up underneath a loose piece of the leather from an earlier attack and just embeds into the side of the bullet. It drops to knock as it cries out in pain.
Let Tanakh go.
Bretta!
Let's see. Let's try something new.
Oh yeah, you have new toys.
Oh.
Let's see. Oh shit. Oh nope.
You try. Bretta was like, reach down, grab her dagger, and aim it. She says the keyword for her new spell that she was told. And the dire bullet doesn't even give her the time of day. You're going to do better than that. Elrod! Unless Bretta's got a move or anything she wants to do.
No.
Okay, Elrod, you're up.
Let us do.
This music is way too slow for this.
I'm just listening to weep shit.
Of course you are. Fucking.
Lightning lash.
I'm listening to classical.
Hey, I hit. And I'm going to, I get my +2 to a defense of my choice refreshes, and I'm going to keep it on fortitude.
Okay.
And I can't. Oh, I can have up to 2 targets marked. I forget. In 4th edition, sorry, I've been playing a lot of 5e. Can I move while in its area of threat, or not at all?
No.
Oh, I don't need to.
That's what shift is for.
Right, okay. I'm just gonna ward the second one.
Okay.
Oh, no, wait. No, Brave has a ward on it, doesn't he?
Yes.
Never mind.
Let's try this. Okay. All right. 19 lightning damage.
Question.
Yes.
Can I use Dragon's Breath or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can try.
Certainly try.
And this is gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4 over here closer to Elrod and Rix. And it's going to fire a shot. And hit because that's not Aelith playing her for 13 damage. And that takes us to Dorn.
I am still.
That takes us to Dorn.
Shift.
Ah, shit.
That's more like it. Fire damage erupts around it as Dorn lets loose what he's best at.
Burn.
Burn that
And I
shark.
believe, is it in range for it? That was your direct
No,
one.
it can't spread. It's gotta be within 1, I believe.
It's 1 for the AoE. I thought it was 5 for the
Oh, is it?
the single target. You're fine. I'm gonna give it to you now because that's what I'm pretty sure of that. If it's wrong, oh well, you got 7 free damage on the little one. Big bullet is gonna turn. Tanak's gonna kind of get bumped as it turns. It looks at Dorn this time and it burrows back underground.
Alright.
Tanak,
Felt the
Tan-
heat in that one.
Tanak and Elrod can make opportunity attacks. Oh, hold on. Let me put it back on the map. I guess I don't really have to burrow it every time.
It's a normal longsword attack.
Yeah.
Claw.
That caught me off guard.
Um,
Yeah,
Oh,
claw.
wow. Once I gain 1 more level, it's gonna do 2d10 damage.
Damn, boy.
An ongoing 10 fire damage. Ooh, that's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
nice.
17's our next big power spike, isn't it?
No, you're absolutely right. Within 5 squares.
Yeah, single target. Which is the claw attack.
32 versus 36.
Yeah,
Split
okay.
shot.
I don't know why it's acting up.
Yeah.
It's gonna burrow underground. It's gonna take this path here, here, so that it can do its little knockover move to Elrod, to Rix, and then the Dorn. 38, 36, and 27.
Will that count as
I'm
moving
good.
adjacent?
Do what?
I'm
Will
a
that count? Oh, sorry. Would it count as it moving adjacent?
It's underground. You literally can't. You can't hit. It's like it's pretty
Okay,
much.
So it has. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll-
It's pretty much causing the ground around it to throw you off. Like
I
a.
see, okay.
Now, were those 3 separate attacks?
It's all part of the move action. I just have it individualized, so I don't have to try to click 50,000 targets if it only goes after one. Then it will do its actual action to do Rising Burst up underneath Dorn. And in range of Breda, I've got to move it over a little bit more. Right here. Dorn didn't get knocked over, so no combat advantage. It does still hit both of y'all for 11 damage.
I'm going to shield Dorn anyway.
Okay. And then this, I need to do this.
Where's the pro icon?
Oh, good, it's working.
It's the bow guy with the bow in his back. This area is now rough terrain. I'll set it in just a second. This is rough terrain. This is rough terrain. You know, when it's not on top of the...
Elrod's pants, rough terrain. What?
And then
Elrod's pants, huh?
What
this
it?
is now rough
Half the
terrain.
movement speed?
It costs 2 squares to move 1 square. Yeah. Okay, you found it. Elrod, you're prone as well.
Okey-doke.
I gotcha. Okay.
He's
Little.
with that claw attack to move down one.
If it's only a shift to 1, Tanak's gonna be able to move there
Oh,
because
Okay.
it's difficult terrain. Yeah.
that way.
And then Baby Bullet is going to attack Rib again and miss.
Yeah, Rib really does have this.
And then,
Haha!
being upset, it's going to also burrow under the ground. Rib, you get an opportunity attack with your unarmed attack because your sword is over here.
Punch it.
Mithril Warfist.
And it digs underground. And let's take it to Rib.
Okay, Rib is going to go here, here, here. He's gonna pick up his war axe.
Okay.
Pick up. And is this one up above the ground or still down below?
It's above the ground.
uh, see, Valiant Rush won't get me closer.
I believe you moved 14 with Valiant Rush, but you've already moved, so.
So it doesn't count. He's going to throw his axe at it.
He's okay. Make an athletics check because that axe isn't typically thrown. Oh, it does still say Mithril Dragon Tooth Flay on all your stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Look, we've been doing a lot of story. Okay, I hadn't really paid attention to y'all's macros. Y'all should keep up with your own damn characters.
26.
I mean, based on what I'm sending you as messages, clearly.
Yes, Dorn is aware of his character at least.
I'm doing fine.
Okay, make a
Dated my summary.
range strength attack. So just click roll an attack roll.
Basic attack?
Yep. Rip hurls his axe, and as it spins and spins, it ends up landing flat side against the back of the bullet, and it just turns and looks at him. Rick, you're up.
I'm up. Well, I'm getting up. Should have went for that jog.
There's your axe, Rib. Oh, hold on 1 second, guys. Sorry. Okay. Okay,
Hey,
sorry.
Ross, you know
That
what
was
you
the
can do,
wife.
please?
You're up, Rix. Go ahead.
Can Tanuk do that while I get up?
Yes.
Right.
You know you can just drag him across. Okay.
I must play it out. I run Zaberet and I come on prone, and I don't know if it'll work, but I'll try it anyways.
I will say y'all will be happy to be able to split your movement up in 5e. Ooh. It has is that from Tanakh? No. The first one's not from Tanakh. Do you have the range combat advantage feature? I can tell you.
Like flanking, you get range combat advantage against the target.
Yeah. And then your beast is flanking it with Bretta. So there you go, +2. That's gonna hit. He's hit twice in a row.
What have we built him?
You push the target 2 squares,
Yes.
and
Oh,
you.
shit.
I'm going to say.
Headbutts it.
Well, Tanakh's not going to be able to shift 2 squares. You can have the melee attack beforehand.
It's quite.
So make the claw. I'll say you can have it before it gets pushed back.
Oh my god!
Damn,
Another 20.
pissed.
Let's see. It is a huge creature. I guess it's kind of like you tripping it. It doesn't specify. That's the only thing I don't like about 4E is it, whereas like in 5 it specifies the size of the creature for most tripping stuff. This one doesn't. So it's prone.
Oh my god!
Bretta, you're up.
I can also yank anyone in 4th edition, whereas in 5th edition, lightning lowers the strength save.
Major
Okay.
cat flavored headbutt.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I
Keep
usually.
away from the lang shark.
Okay. That's why I usually add in extra rolls when you guys try to do things against big creatures.
I'm going to move a little bit.
But in that case, it's like he's shooting it and Tanaka attacking, so it's like flailing, trying to stop both. So I'll say it works.
Where is it? Here it is.
If you shift, that's your movement.
Shit. I'm going to shift.
You did. You shifted one.
Yes. Yeah, I have combat advantage. Yes.
Yes, because it's prone.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
I actually ended up in shift 2 as well, so.
You pelt it right in the eye. It can't shift on its next turn. Has -2 to attack rolls. Oh, whenever you damage it. Sneak attack was 13. You watch as it shuts its eye from your attack. You're giving this blinded ability, and then you just watch as it sits there,
On my eye.
and it just turns and looks in your direction. Even though it can't see you, it just looks right in your direction, as if it still knows where you're at. Oh, Rod, you're up.
Now, 4th edition, getting up from prone is a full move, right?
Yes.
Alright, full move to get up.
It's just
That's not steep. My buff remains to the end of my turn, not that it matters. Is the little one run away, or is it just not visible?
it's underground.
Okay. I'm gonna Fella Malorn, focusing on a way that doesn't hit Bretta. And it's only one target.
Salami.
Super Salama. Hello, hello. And if it just so you know, for the record, it's targeting here.
Okay.
And that's about all I can do.
I didn't see the attack roll, unfortunately.
Oh, 30 to 20, 30 versus 29 reflex.
Okay, how much damage?
9. I had nat 1 on the damage.
Okay. Alright, Aelith. It's going to move up in here. And do that.
Attack and damage and speed. AC reef, oh my god.
Dorn, you're up.
I'm sorry. What's the bubble to ALF's plus
Plus,
one bonus? or
plus
something?
1 to attack and damage rolls, and plus 1 to speed.
What a shifty boy.
Ole.
One shifty boy.
Yeah, like I'm doing all his shifts.
Phew, I missed.
20 feet
Oh.
away. Why are half the rolls not showing up? This is frustrating.
That's weird. Resetting this chat seemed to work last time for me.
I don't want to go through all that in the middle of combat, though.
Wow, not only did I roll low, I also rolled a 1 for damage.
Wow.
Still somehow managed to make it up to 20.
That takes us to the bullets. The big one is going to burrow underground. And then it is going to use Second Wind.
Oh.
Huh.
And part of its burrowing is going to take it this way. Earth Furrow on Bretta. Ooh, okay. Well, it is blinded, technically. Tremor Sense only does so much. And that's the end of its turn. The little one is going to burst forth from the ground
Rawr.
at the one who attacked its mommy.
Yay.
Boom.
Killer.
Dorn is within 2. Tanaka's not. And apparently it broke again, so whatever. And on Dorn.
Hurrah, roll.
Hits both of you for... We'll do the lower one because it's broken. 10 damage each. Someday it'll work. Oh, because I never actually saved it. 10 damage to Bretta and Dorn. That is, and it's going to use its action point to bite Bretta. For 16 damage because you're not prone.
Ouch.
And then that takes us back to Rib.
Completely forgot action points existed.
Shit, I think Landshark's hurt.
So, a question for you.
Yes,
If I pick up my weapon, does it count as action?
it's a minor action.
But, so I can't move.
You can
Hang on.
move.
I can move and pick it up, and that's it.
On your
He
turn,
won't be able
you
to-
get-
You can move twice, but you're not gonna get. You're not gonna be able to make an attack. Also, you started your turn away from it, so your effect wore out, fell off.
Well, yeah, I do that. But
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4 to pick up that.
Yeah, because you went straight across.
5. No, I didn't go straight across.
Oh, I don't see the.
1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4,
Okay.
5. Pick up my weapon. 5,
Okay.
6, 7.
Okay. You can. Yeah, you can still make an attack.
Okay. So, let's have some fun. I am going to use, if I can find it,
Look up what this does in PHP.
Oh my goodness.
oh, it feels sexy
Nice.
to hit something so well.
So 70. What is the blunt bonus? You deal 10 damage to your target has hit you since your previous turn.
Do extra weapon damage if you hit the target.
Oh, that's right. It didn't hit you. So you do 64. You just watch his rib cleaves through a big old chunk of the flesh of the smaller bullet comes off of it. Rix, you're up.
I'm up. Right. Nox gonna tiptoe around all the one wreckage, gain plus one speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can he get the plus one speed from
Yeah.
walking through it?
Yeah,
Okay.
you just pretty much get
Six
your
of
last
them.
move there.
And we will. Okay, I'm just gonna do regular Predator Strike. Right.
Poor baby. Y'all are beating up the poor baby.
This new Evolved Rix is really awesome. Yeah, it's like, oh,
Yeah. Damn. Yeah.
Alright, Bretta.
R1. And
Up,
Oh yeah, the quarry damage. Nice. It is bleeding profusely.
okay, I think it's time. Where is it?
Brother, don't lick it!
Then the it's bleeding. Okay. Oh, okay, it's bleeding. Then I'm going to shift one
Okay.
and there. One. Scatter shot and sneak attack.
I forgot I had that ability.
Dang. Oof, it's as it gets pushed back, you watch it's like barely able to hold itself up. Alright, you're up.
Oh boy. So where is the rumbling, or like, does this shark thing have fins that we can see in the ground as it's
Nope.
digging, now that we know what they look like?
No.
Okay, can I see like a rise in Looney Tunes rise in the ground where the mama might be?
In this area.
In this
That's
area?
where I burrowed.
I'm going to move 4, so 6, and end my turn here. Or no, end my movement, I should say. I'll put my second ward on this guy.
Okay.
And they're both warded. And I'm going to... How... You said this baby is wounded, it looks bad?
Yeah.
Kill the baby.
Kill the baba.
Well, I'm worried about pissing off the mother.
I think she's already pissed off.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna, I'll just booming blade the baby.
Okay.
And I get my buffs back. I'm gonna put that +2 to fort again.
Okay.
Remain 30 months. And then it's my turn.
What did you roll?
Oh, 38 versus 27.
Yep. What's the damage?
13 thunder damage, and 9 if it tries to move.
I thought it was 9 if it doesn't move. And booming blade if it starts adjacent to you or ends adjacent to you.
I have it in the ability, it says target is adjacent to Elrod at the start of its turn. Or moves away.
Oh, okay. Aelith is going to use her half movement to get closer to y'all, keep the buff going, and then is going to do this. Somewhere in here there's an ability called Jinx Shot, and it hits for 11 damage. And he watches the bardic magic about to starts to swirl around its legs. Dorn, you're up.
My man Dorn. My name Dorn. Did he get up?
That's fine, I need to be right back to help the wife move something in the house.
Alright.
You can discuss. I'll be right back.
You do.
I apologize.
No worries.
Yeah. Okay, so how mad will be the mother when we kill the little baby? Jesus.
Imagine a bear, but also a shark.
Nobody tell him I forgot to put my choreo.
You see right now they're just shark mad, which is angry all the time. And once we kill this baby, it's gonna like mama enrage.
Oh my
I
god.
assume.
Alright, I got this. I'm going to kill it.
It's a mother's rage.
Is it my go?
Yes, it's your turn. Mist
Yeah,
had to
it's
get
your
up, but he trusts us. So if you want to take your
Yeah.
turn, I guess. I'm gonna blow
Kill
up
the
this
baby.
baby. This baby monstrosity.
Oh my god, Land Shark reminds me of SpongeBob SquarePants when they had to
They
draw the
lay-
circle.
They lay 6 to 12 eggs or something like that, if I remember correctly. But that might be 5th edition. 5th edition.
Mhm.
She's got more babies. Just not here, thank God.
Oh, and also need to shift again or move. I don't like being chomped by sharks. Not good for the health. Oh man, we will need to get a new horse. If the horse is still alive and not being eaten by a land shark.
Probably got launched by babies 2, 3, and 4 over there.
Oh no.
I'm just imagining Rick's just sort of half sitting on the tree when he's not attacking.
Oh yeah, I actually need to get up that tree. Jumps the tree first.
Well, there is a big weasel on top of the tree.
Oh yeah, you're totally right. I need to get in up the big rock.
Touch my weasel.
Touch my weasel.
Rick,
But
can you
yeah,
pick
oh.
that up from the tree?
Falls.
Oh, I don't remember about the healing surges. We can use them whatever, right?
A heal, I think, is when
Oh, okay. Fuck.
you're directed to use a healing surge, right?
No, I
Okay.
can use one once.
Can use one once.
Maybe we should have all
can use them out of
buy
combat.
some healing items maybe.
Hmm.
Shit.
Well, we're only 5 days away from from the next city.
Yeah.
It's okay, I bought potions because Elrod's paranoid.
I remember you buying elixirs.
Yeah. Thank God he's paranoid.
Big boy potions, and I have like 10 little boy potions.
Yeah, right. Well, you can use one healing surge per day, right?
Oh, you mean like second wind?
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I was gonna say she can use one healing surge, right? That's it.
One in combat, and that's it.
Yeah, everyone gets 1 healing surge, I think, per combat.
And that's just a full action.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a full action. Jesus. Okay.
Don't worry, I can take some of the hits.
And I imagine Bretta will take the licking your wounds part of it literally.
Oh my God.
Tasty.
Mmm, tasty.
The baby's home.
The baby's on hold.
No, the baby's home.
Oh,
That's why
the other baby, not the land shark baby. The other
he's,
baby.
he's transferring precious cargo. Zoe,
Understandable.
sweetheart, come here. She's asleep right now. Don't wake her up.
Oh.
You need to go back to bed.
Oh boy, now I can spam Mona with memes.
Oh God, yes.
Me more.
Oh my God, the video I sent your phone it on Reddit, it was so fucking good when I saw it. Steven Slop.
Dang it, Brett. Now I'm going to sit here and listen to this music all night. Should never seen it stupidly.
maybe try to hit the big mama next turn, but it's a new power, so I don't know what's going to happen.
I've got that one ability to use against enemies that move next to me, but I can't do it when they're underground.
You need to
I'm
buy
sorry,
a
I've
big
got to interrupt. I'm absolutely appalled because they're playing You Can't Always Get What You Want at the Trump rally. On
Oh my god.
Oh god.
It's devolved madness.
Are y'all talking politics on my stream while I'm not here?
yes,
No politics.
Do you want to say hi?
Hi.
Hiya, friend.
What over here?
What's over there? It's the other side of it.
What over here?
Yeah, don't touch it. It makes a lot of noise when you touch it. Here, lay down. Okay, so it was Dorn's turn.
And EV says hi.
Oh, Aunt V says hello.
Hello.
Say hi, Aunt V.
Hi.
Alright, Dorn, you're up.
I fired fire.
Oh, you'll have to tell me then, because once again, it didn't show up in the
Hi.
thing. Roll 20's
22 versus 21 reflex for 33 fire damage against the baby.
Oh,
And
well.
it's,
It is burst into flames. As the final impact from your fire spell impacts it, the lingering blood and the magical effects erupt, just crumbling the creature to the floor in a burst of flames.
Their hunt has turned into ours.
Do you have movement? Did you move or anything?
No.
Okay.
What will mommy do?
Mommy's getting ready for bed.
Mommy.
Lay down or watch the dice on the screen, okay?
What are you
You can watch for dice, okay? Alright. Back around to the big mama. And her fury is just going to burst out of the ground right where she is.
Where is she? Where is she?
hey, Elrod, I found the mom.
Oh, goodness.
Why is the square not? There it goes. It's back.
All these squares make a circle.
Bursting back out, not doing the damage, instead it's going to leap up. Yeah, you have dice. And try to bite Bretta. And it misses. Yeah. You have your sunglasses. And then it is going to... It's actually going to use that standing leap that goes with it to go on this side. Alright, Rib, you're up.
It's me again, huh?
Yep.
Is that rough is this rough terrain?
You climbing over the rocks would be rough movement, yes.
Okay. Well, I'm still gonna run up to it.
It's fine, you have enough movement to do so. What you doing?
I am going to use. I hope this works as the last one, but I doubt it. I'm going to use Mass Retribution.
Okay. Martyr's Retribution.
And that one.
You go-
Opposite what I just did.
As you go to swing your... the bullet's gonna snatch your axe out of your hand, your tiny axe out of your tiny little hands. Actually, I'm not even gonna say that. You're just so small that you go to swing at it and you just miss completely.
Still takes after.
It does still take... Wait. When healing surgery, you gain no HP from using it. Deals 32 radiant damage. It doesn't specify half damage.
Mine says miss half damage.
Okay, I'll believe you. 32, half of 32.
16.
Alright, 16 damage to it. Rick, you're up.
Alright. Next gonna trudge through the earth, get in front of the land shark,
Okay.
and
That is a hit.
Oh, it sure is.
So proud. He's hitting with his
Chinook's
attack.
gonna shift one more from Gliding Beast. I'm gonna use Query.
That's an extra 9 damage. Your beast can make an attack for minor action on any of your turns from here on out. So, would you like to make a minor attack with your beast? Oh no, that is from your beast. Never mind. It said
Oh,
melee
wait.
beast 1.
Can use minor action. Yeah, so I can use another one.
16 more damage.
Man.
Man, these poor bullets, they just wanted a snack. Bretta, you're up.
How does the mother look?
The mother looks, bloody. There's definitely blood dripping from the wounds and stuff that you guys have impacted on it.
Really? Man?
Yes.
Really now. Okay, going to. Oh, syntax error. Okay.
Which ability was it?
Transcendent dance. Utility. One moment.
Transcendent Dance.
Yeah. Gain a bonus to speed and saving throw equal to my dex.
I saw mommy. I saw
And I'm going to move. No more shift. I'm just going to move the
Okay,
fuck
okay.
away. Does it shark have because I'm going to move, no shift.
There you
Thank you.
go. My wonderfully broken macros tonight. Okay, so that is a minor action for you. What else do you choose to do?
I'm going to move. No shift.
Okay.
Going to move move around here. Just going far
So
away
you
from
so you
shift.
you chose to move, correct?
Yes.
Instead
I
of
moved.
shifting. You take 14 damage on your way out.
That's not gonna be true.
Why?
Because I am going to step in.
Okay.
Oh, that misses Bretta because of my passive ward.
Oh, you're right. Never mind.
No, it doesn't matter anyways. I do not step in. I retract it.
Could you imagine? Wah, wah, wah. They've all been hit. They've been hitting by like 2 or beating her ACs by like 2 every hit.
Oh, nice.
And I'm going to use this one. New bottom.
Yay! I was wondering when you're gonna use this.
And
Because I believe there's a special note in your power sheet for the very first time you use it.
If
If not, I haven't noted.
so who wants to participate?
No. So, Bretta grabs her dagger. This is flavored just for the first time, just to emphasize a point. Bretta grabs her dagger again, aims it with the. Oh, you missed too. That makes it even better. Goes to cast her spell, and as it dissipates mid-air, you hear the cackling laughter
It's combat advantage.
of the. She doesn't have that for ranged abilities.
Oh.
She just got these powers. You hear the cackling laughter of the Umbral Witch in all of your heads as you all feel a bit of your life siphoned out of you. And for the first time, just to emphasize a point of her promise and the pact with Bretta, each of you take 9 damage. In the future, it will not do that. But you
Goes
hear
for
her.
my temp HP.
Yep, you hear the cackling in your minds.
May I
Oh, I lose
counterplay
9?
to that?
What was that?
Yeah, everybody takes 9.
Because it didn't actually deal physical damage to me. Can I flavor it?
Yeah.
The whatever you. So how did she go about activating this ability? Lifting her dagger in the air?
She's casting a spell with her dagger.
Okay. As Elrod's essence is drawn, the warding magic that's flittering about him and flittering about the beast almost seems to pause where it is. Like it normally has this like wobbly fade, like a heat wave, and it just goes still as it's dealt damage from behind by Bretta. Like it it protects him, but she's almost completely whittled away the defenses he's built during this fight. And he definitely notices.
And to top it all off, Bretta missed, so. Yeah, it's all done. Aelith is up.
Dealt a lot of damage though.
Aelith is going to end her dance. Having felt this and the effects in the area, she's going to replace it with her new, because y'all do need some sort of healing, her new ability, Song of the Gypsy. Because y'all have no healer now, so I've developed this for her. Everybody in the yellow circle at the start of your turn regains 5 HP.
Yay.
Hey, let's the best.
Yay.
That's the end of her turn. Dorn, you're up.
You have Brightwing.
What to do?
Sent you a quick DM mist. It's more of a flavor thing.
What are you playing, Daddy?
Hmm?
What are you playing?
What am I playing? I'm playing a game called Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh,
Starter young. Starter young.
That's the dice game that Daddy and Uncle Tater play, and all their friends. See? Alright. Oh my goodness. Dorn is angry. That's a total of 31 fire damage.
That's at will.
This is all Dorn's particular class has. That's why he does so much damage.
Bam, bam, bam. Hey, Dorn, can you cast Prestidigitation? No. Bam, bam, bam.
Fireball.
We all have our
Fire to
strengths.
give.
I can make it more on
Alright.
fire.
Anything else from you,
All of us
Dorn?
Specialize in burning things.
Don't forget to get your 5
no.
HP back. Alright. No action points or anything.
Fuck it. Action point. Nope, not that time.
you look like Rib. I hit, I missed. I hit, I missed.
Alright, back around to the big bullet.
We were here.
Yeah. You see the die? Yeah, you see the
Although
3.
with all the bonus, I almost hit.
We were here.
But hold on a second. Where the heck is it? Hang on.
Okay.
There's something everybody gets.
Oh yes, when you use your...
Bretta was in the +1 attack dance with Aelith, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, were you?
That attack.
What did she miss
Yeah,
by?
she would have matched it.
It was 28 versus 29.
Oh, well okay, where's that attack at? It did a whole 12 damage.
Plus stuff took from us.
And actually you guys have only taken 8 damage because it couldn't deal 9 damage. It's 1d8 to y'all, 1d10 for bonus damage.
We'll add the temp HP.
It does the 9
Oh,
damage to the monster. Oh no, not 93.
It explodes.
Where the heck did my demon fury put? Oh well, I don't have a button. Okay, so I spend an action point to take an extra attack. You and your allies gain +3 to attack rolls till the start of my next turn.
Oh, that's right.
And enemies gain +3 attacks.
Alright. Well, its turn finally. It's gonna burrow back underground. Earth Furrow on you. Earth Furrow on that. Earth Furrow on Elrod. Earth Furrow on Bretta. Earth Furrow on Dorn. Hit, miss. No, hit, hit. Miss, hit. Rib misses as well. So the only ones not affected are Elrod and Bretta. It's gonna pop up right underneath you guys. I'm sorry, not Elrod and Bretta, Elrod and Rib.
That man dual wielding 50 cows? What the hell?
What a unit.
The burst is gonna move everybody back as it pops out of the ground. It does not do its bursting attack. Instead, it's going to use the fact that Bretta is prone to make another bite attack with combat advantage. Getting the prone bonus for 33 damage. and then it just starts flailing about with Bretta in its jaws.
Elrod doesn't know that she hit him, so he will intervene. And reduce
Okay.
damage a bit.
Okay. 20 fucking 1.
Just a bit.
Fucking sword mages.
And I get 2 extra damage when I hit it. The sad part is, Elrod's build is really like Dorn. He's good at one thing.
Alright, Riv, you're up.
Shield.
Sensing a theme with this party.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We complete each other.
We're going to attack again.
Okay.
And he is bloody, correct?
Yes.
And I get +3 on my attack, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
She is bloody mad.
Dude, those risk flamethrowers are fucking badass.
And you miss.
Okay, I'm gonna use an action point.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's the one I wanted.
Psychic and radiant damage, because there's no space. What you got?
Dragon's Breath for 14 damage.
What did you roll on it?
Says 28 over 29. And I get +3, so I make it 32.
Okay, because it didn't show up on my end. For how much damage?
14.
14? 14 psychic?
Yeah, and
Okay.
as
It's Go ahead. You still have a minor action.
I was gonna say as a minor. Where'd it go? As a minor, I'm gonna use Chill Divinity Divine Strike. Okay, I'm not use that because I used the other one.
Is it a minor action?
It is a minor.
Then you can use it.
Okay.
But you haven't used the channel divinity yet, right?
No, well, that's
Okay.
what I'm saying. I used the at will one.
Well, that wasn't a divine. That wasn't
That's
channel.
my challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. That technically goes before, but that's fine. 4 extra damage. You're good. Rick, you're up.
Is there minimum range for not getting disadvantage with a bow? Or is 1 square away fine?
Do you have point blank shot?
No.
Then you want to stay 1 square away.
But, okay, so this is fine.
Yeah. Minimum range is how far you can go until you start getting disadvantage on it, or penalty on it because it's 4e.
Then we'll do... I can only use 1 minor action, right?
Yes. You miss, but Tanakh can still make his claw attack. You hit for
Or
6.
I can reroll it. I trust Tanakh more.
Okay. You get your 6 from grazing shot, though. That does hit for 17 more damage, and it's finally looking like it's struggling to stay on its feet as we move over to Bretta, who is still prone, so it's going to cost you standing up.
That's going to use my whole movement, right?
Yep. Yay, 4e.
I'm going to hit this one shark because I don't like being beaten.
Okay. What are you using to make the attack?
One moment. Yeah. Combat advantage, yes.
Yep, because it's surrounded. What weapon are you using? Are you throwing a sling at it? Oh, it's ranged, so yes, you're throwing a sling at it. As you wind up to throw your sling, it gets an opportunity attack for 17 damage because you stood up, and then it takes 24 damage.
Oh wait, I am not finished yet.
If it's not bloody before you use this attack, the attack also does. Okay, it is bloodied. Okay,
I'm going to sneak attack.
it's biting you, but you get sneak attack anyways.
Yeah.
Yes. Combat advantage.
Yeah.
Rogues work the
Did
same
you
way in
not-
fifth edition. That's great.
I have combat advantage because he has a lower initiative. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Bretta's first. She gets combat advantage on everything. So minus 24 for the first one, and then Bretta, you take that extra rock for your sneak attack. You fire it off as it goes, as it's biting you, and you hear it as it just topples over, choking on a large rock. As you deal 1 point more of damage than the HP that it had left.
Yay!
Oh, we've done it.
We're
You
gonna
got-
walk over to the tree.
Rix is gonna run up to Tanaka and give him a big hug.
The bullet lands onto the ground with a loud sending another tremor through the ground, but it seems that the tremors and shaking and things that had disrupted your wonderful trip across the open plains has come to an end.
I'm gonna walk over to the Mama Bullet
Okay.
and sit down and offer a little prayer to Melora, something something, circle of life.
All right.
I don't think these beasts are entirely natural, Rex. Are you sure you want to?
All who participate in the hunt are part of this nature.
Rix became religious in his out-of-body experience.
Yeah, being stuck in a gym will do that to you.
I can see grass again. Dude, how much is that affected me?
They actually are natural beasts.
Well, why did Elrod become religious? He felt like a lost soul adrift in the world. Why did Rex become religious? He got stuck in a rock. I'm sorry. Equally traumatic. But funny when
It
you
was scary.
The impact of the bullet falling actually knocks Shell's cart back onto its wheels.
Oh yay.
You're
How
just
convenient.
you're just missing a horse at this point.
That's okay, we have a Korra. Oh wait. We have a weasel.
Excuse me?
Oh,
Ah, you
man.
have a reason.
Brix, do you have bite marks on you? Did you take any damage from the beast yourself at any point?
I mean, I took damage. I took damage from rocks, though, I think.
Yeah, from rocks.
Not from
Alright,
bites.
never mind.
No, got bit.
He got that pretty bad.
Decorating the shell.
Actually, I think
Alright, with that, what is Rib prank? What are you doing, Rib?
He was gonna talk to Paloma, but apparently this message went blank. He goes to talk to Paloma, and his mind goes blank.
Sorry, I was escorting a child out of the room. The make whole ritual is successful. You try to reach out to Bahamut. You get his faint whisper of "You fought well," and that's about it. And Brett is just sitting over there, half dead.
just running away from that shack.
But the cart is made whole. The journey, or the threats of the plains, the rumored tremors that were written about so much. Seems that y'all are the first survivors that actually can tell the tale of it.
I can see why they don't have anything in the books about probable causes of earthquakes, other than plate tectonics.
Well
Nope.
then, I suppose we should celebrate with a feast, because we at least need to rest after that.
Speak for yourself.
You're the lowest of mine.
You've only shifted.
I only shift.
Didn't have to exert myself at all.
Elrod blinked.
Prone,
I
right?
think.
It even burrowed up under you, and Elrond Dorn just kind of stepped aside.
Cool guys don't look at earth explosions.
let's hope we don't find more along the way. They bites hard. Ow.
Yeah, Brenda looks pretty roughed up. So does Tanakh. Like, massive teeth gnashes.
Oh, Bretta, you should think about that before you start wielding sacrificial daggers that try to sap my mental stability.
You felt
You
that
who
too.
did that?
Rib not going on, just walks over to the tree. And starts
I'm sorry,
knocking.
I tried something new. I didn't say it was cause anything. I just heard the laugh and
Yeah, let's focus on practicing that before we just pull it out and start, you know, going to town with things we don't fully understand.
That's what she said.
Elrod just takes a deep breath and he covers his mouth. He's just like,
Somewhere in here, Umber said that because I have no idea where she actually is because I didn't completely
probably
forgot.
ran off.
I forgot about her.
Bretta,
yes.
I understand this time was an accident. But if something like that were to cause somebody to be mortally wounded, we're going to have problems. Take Dorn's help, or advice at least. Practice some of that on our downtime, please. No, he doesn't seem mad, just disappointed.
Yes, Father.
No, he's just being firm. He's not trying to be a
Oh,
dick, but he clearly means what he's saying.
Yes. I should have done that in the first place.
It's enough for me to focus on the hunt without having to worry about allies draining my life.
Oh, it was an accident.
Well, Bretta,
I
you said
understand
you
that.
wanted to try raw meat.
Oh, you're still with that? Just going to stand up very slowly because it still hurts and get close to Rix.
No, I meant the lang shark.
Oh.
You're going to take a bite out of Riggs!
She's going to sit again, rest on the ground.
Bretta!
Take a bite out of crime.
Take a bite out of crime.
Steps away.
Full-size elves terrified of like the 3'8" little tiny Kender.
I'm going to stay here just looking at the sky, contemplating, thinking, and... Ow. You guys tell me when you fix the car.
Sure. Although you might want to rest on it rather than on the ground in case more come. Not that it will do much, but if
Can-
they can sense people on the dirt, he just shrugs.
Is there anything I can do to take my time to take what I can from the bullets while we're here? I don't want to waste their precious gift to us.
Yeah, attacking us.
There were line sharks.
Is what they do.
So, the wagon's repaired after Dorn's ritual. Fluffy is back down from the tree, being calmed and soothed by Rib. And Rix is trying to get Bretta to eat raw meat. Aelith clambers back into the cart to relax.
Yeah, I'm already cutting it up. It's right there.
Oh yeah, Rex is cutting up the raw meat.
Can I see some of that?
If
Yeah,
you're,
we're
we're gonna cook it then.
What? No, I would never do such a thing to such a good meal. And he's
Well,
going to. Let's see, hold on.
I would like to have at least half of our party not eat raw meat.
Aye.
You were all insane.
No, just give it here. I won't do anything to it.
Oh, alright. Let's just hand some of it over.
Perfect. Fire. Just like Mama used to make.
Alright.
So Let's go find the horse.
Wonder how it tastes like. Tastes like fish or.
Roll a nature check to see if you can track the horse.
Oh yeah, nature time. I gotta put like a glyph on this thing so I can use Arcana to find it. What's Link's horse's name? I gotta look
Epona.
at that.
Yeah.
Epona. There's a whistle and it will run back to me with magic.
You search about, looking at the ground, looking for any signs of like hoof prints or anything, and you don't seem to turn up anything.
Rix, when you're feeling up to it and not doing that, can you help me find the horse?
Oh sure. Oh.
You want me to run ahead and look?
Sure.
I'll
Don't
get
engage-
Fluffy head off.
Just don't engage with any critters.
And once I finish, we'll go out and just try to track. The
Roll
horse.
a nature check as well, Rib. And Fluffy puts her nose to the ground, starts sniffing about, and just starts running off towards the northwest, towards the river.
Good, Fluffy.
Follow that weasel.
Off we go. Perception?
Yes.
I should also note that Elrod's, like, he hasn't put his weapon away. He is still alert and looking for danger while everyone rests a minute.
You found the horse spooked but safe over towards the western portion of the road by the river. Just kind of taking a drink now that it's safe and there's no tremors or anything.
Rib's going to get off the horse, not horse, Fluffy, and
Okay.
slowly walk over to the horse, calmly, trying not to spook
All right. Roll stealth because its back is to you.
Oh god.
Okay. You get up to it. You gonna try to calmly touch it, or you gonna try to mount it, or what?
Melt it.
it. Well, this is Rib, so he's going to try and melt it.
All right. Roll a nature check.
well, what?
Nature.
Nature?
Yeah, I don't think this animal handling it forth.
It's
I'm
nature.
going to point out that I'm going to stay back with the wagon and just kind of.
Oh, he's far enough up. You guys can barely see him.
27.
27. Thank you for telling me because it didn't pop up. Okay. You slowly clamber up onto the horse. Doesn't seem to do anything just yet.
Go! Yeah! Rush?
You make a noise and it just starts bucking. Roll an athletics check.
Oh no.
Mush. Oof.
You guys all hear in the distance this splash.
I should probably go help with that.
Yes, let's go get him. Elrod will go with Rix.
Rib rolls initiative.
Rib rolls. Let's fight a horse.
Everybody else is back here by the wagon. This is more of a distance than it looks.
Rib's gonna take a pastry out of his pocket as he gets out of the water and tries to feed the horse.
I need horse. Horse. Where did my horse go? There it is. Oh, wait, where'd it go? There it is. You see Fluffy's on guard, just watching the horse. He's kind of going in circles, not sure where to go.
Rib is going to pull out a pastry. He's going to use his gloves to light him up and try to draw the horse towards the pastry.
So he's trying to use magical glowing pastries to get the horse's attention.
Yes, like a golden apple.
It snorts at you.
Easy, girl.
Okay, if that's the case, Rib's going to whistle at Fluffy to sheep herd it back towards the group.
Fluffy kind of gets around this way, and the horse starts backing up this way towards Elrod and Rix.
Oh, it's facing.
Elrod will make his presence known to the horse, but not threateningly. Just kind of be like, "Hey, horsey, we're here. Please don't kick us." We're
Right.
behind you.
Roll a nature check,
Sure.
both of you.
Send in the ranger.
Oh, thank God. All right, Rix, you got it from here.
Yep.
Walk up to the open palm, grab Nap out of my backpack.
I didn't roll bad enough to hinder you. I think.
Do my
This-
ranger things.
As Rix kind of gets close, there's almost this magical bond between him and the horse that forms as he slowly walks up, hand extended. He's got an apple in the other hand, offers it out.
Yeah, take his
Hey, there you go.
magical apple.
I stock up.
The
You're
creature
holding out a wet pastry rib.
slowly reaches its neck out, takes the apple into its mouth and crunches it. His rib is just slowly floating down the river.
Oh,
I'm okay with it.
What's the dexterity check for, Rib?
Throwing the pastry at Elrod for comedy on why I said.
Oh,
What's
But-
that against?
Take a -5 off of it because I'm floating down a river.
and it's wet. That's gonna miss. It's just gonna kind of to the ground.
He holds up his hand as if to block it with magic, realizes it's a pastry, and it's not even gonna come close to him, and it just kind of splotches onto the ground. He's like, eh.
Rib's able to soothe or Rix is able to soothe the horse, and it kind of nuzzles up against him and everything.
you know what?
You're going to enchant
Oh.
the horse.
Oh. Rex would realize that this is a workhorse and not really a riding horse, so he would lead it instead of riding it.
Okay. So Rib, you watch as Rix and the horse begin to make their way back towards the cart.
I'm going to try to swim upstream like a fish.
Alright, you trying to get back to the shore?
I said upstream.
Upstream.
Hey, Fluffy.
Okay, then roll an athletics check. And you are in chainmail? So it's
Oh,
a
no.
-2. And let me know what it is if it, just in case it didn't show up. Athletics.
I know. Let me put my icon.
We see the roll.
27.
You slowly make your way upstream. Takes a few minutes with the effort of your armor, but you eventually get to the shore and you're Fluffy. He rushes up and just kind of curls around you to help dry you off.
Thank you, Fluffy. Let's get back to the group. And maybe kill that horse when everyone's asleep.
What'd you say? No.
So you guys all eventually make it back to the cart. Horse in tow.
Hey.
I forgot to grab the horse.
Hey, Dawn. Hey, Dawn. Did he fall asleep again?
I'm sorry, I was watching something. What's up?
Dawn, do you have any sort of ritual where you could put a, not a ward or anything of significant, real magical, just anything magical? Can you put some sort of rune on this horse so if it runs off again, I can actually help track it down? God forbid something happened to.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea. We could do it while he's sleeping. Oh, hi, Rib. How you doing?
He's gonna start and go off to the side and just kind of start building a fire.
No, don't hurt it. Please.
It's a campfire.
Campfire.
Hey,
Don't
Elrod, do
throw
you have
a
like a piece of metal?
What kind?
Oh God, what are you doing?
The metal kind.
Like a flint
Iron, steel, silver, copper, gold.
The one I can heat up in a fire without it melting.
You're gonna brand the horse, Storm.
It's a tracking device.
Magical?
If you believe.
I need to roll insight on this.
Bluff and insight, please.
You have to believe it's the only
Elrond
way.
doesn't know if he's being fucked with. And it's hard. This boy's too trusting. Alright.
Oh, it's the sword mage versus the guy with charisma.
Wait, what's your... Oh my god. Your
He's-
mod is way better than mine.
He's a sorcerer. His base stat is charisma.
I don't know if I could beat you with a 20. Oh no, I could, but that'd be a 20.
You stare long and hard at Dorn. His face is just stoic. Doesn't have that smirk or anything. He's just staring at you like, if you believe.
Give me a moment to dig through my bag for something that
Theo has a pretty
rumbles
high
and goes
melting
through
point.
the bag. Pulling up my inventory because I accidentally closed the page earlier. Starred 4.0. Discord campaign.
Not that a campfire will get hot enough to melt any alloy.
Well, we have the fire boy Dorn. Can throw
He's
three.
magic.
Yeah.
Let's see. Several potions, ever-burning torches, food, lots of healing potions. I have a couple swords. You want to use a sword? Maybe not that. Oh! Maybe I shouldn't do that now. He pulls up one of the just bundles of amulets he has, and he's like, he just looks at it, thinks, no, puts it away. I don't really have anything that isn't a weapon that's metal.
Your
I
belief
was-
was all that is all that we needed.
Now you're just confusing me. I have the Shroud of Peaceful Death, 10 green dragon scales, a shot of remembrance, lots of spices. Oh, I need to use these more.
I'd say dragon skills would be pretty resistant to fire.
Yeah, they're green.
Yeah.
1 second. Hold on. Let me see.
Oh! I forgot I had this! He reaches into the depths of his bag and pulls out a hand crossbow that looks like it has never been used once. It doesn't even look like the string's ever been drawn all the way back. I forgot I left town with this.
Crossbow?
It was
That
well, I wasn't very confident in my magic back then, so when I left the city, I took this. I kind of stole it from my father. Anyway, he just shoves it back in the bag. Never to be seen again.
Huh. I didn't. Huh.
He just smiles at you. Is there anything else? I don't really have much more than all that.
He actually seems at a loss for words, which is rare.
Pat has been sitting at the bottom of his bag since the beginning of the campaign. I don't think he's ever used it once. I totally forgot I had that.
Nope, you've never used it.
No. I don't even think
So-
I have a macro for it.
To circle back, I think it would be a better use of our time to have Rick spend some time with the animal to try to calm it down and acclimate it to us. And he's just kind of staring at the hand crossbow the entire time.
What, do you want it?
The crossbow?
Yeah, you're looking at it like it just did something for you.
I just didn't expect you to ever use a ranged weapon. Ever.
Well, like, I didn't have much in the way of ranged magic back then. Wasn't always the shield-slinging, fire-throwing swordsman you know. Now that's another story. Oh my goodness, the adventures I used to have in Westport. The dwarves called me Golderbud, which I think it means glitter blade in Dwarvish. I think.
I couldn't help you there.
He just kind of shrugs. Insults is how you know they like you.
Do I want to correct it?
Well, they're dwarves. When a human insults you, they usually mean it. Dwarves just insult everyone.
That's not true. I don't always mean it.
Bretta's just passing out from injuries.
She's so bruised. Anyway, let's Rix, do you want to spend a few minutes with the horse before we get going, or is it something you can do while we ride?
Well, I can certainly take it off next in the rotation of being it. For now, as long as everyone rested up, I see Breda is sleeping in the back.
I don't blame her. You got quite a beating.
I assume we've already eaten by now.
I'm ready to get going if you all are.
We can get back on the road. In the driver's seat.
So you guys pile back up onto your wagon, begin your trek, and with the presence of the bullets removed, your next 5 days go rather quietly. Sunset to sun up to sundown. No disturbances, no more quaking, no nothing as you reach the outskirts of the small town of Vorpid. And that's where we're going to end tonight.
It's Vorpid. Now, no murdering in this city, Breda.
Your leg looks like it's suffering from fissures.
The trip was long enough to give everybody full health as a nice multi-day extended long rest. Daily powers and all that reset.
Yay.
Yay.
We discussed many stories.
Oh yes, Elrod will go into more detail about how his dad had all sorts of weapons just lying around the house, so he just took the crossbow because he didn't trust himself to learn ranged spell attacks back then.
One of
And
the nights I'm
somewhere.
going to pull a normal deck of cards and see if someone wants to play.
Rebel can do it too.
Yeah.
The story is kind of boring, but amusing in its own way.
Somewhere in the back of Elrod's mind, he hears Telos. Ranged weapons are for bitchin'.
Indeed.
So Ribs is,
Honestly, I think the only thing I gave him was a throwing hand axe.
it was.
And he used it to detect mimics.
Yup. I used to define mimics.
Oh, that was great.
Burn me once. Shame
Oh my
on
god,
you.
that broke my trust in all chests in that dungeon. Bella, throwing axe. Nothing happened. Throwing axe. Nothing happens to the second one. I throw the axe again. Nothing happened. Shit.
Y'all's last little bit of the stretch is nothing but a quarrel between Britta and Rix about normal playing cards.
Have Lauren check the cards.
With the
What
rib
does this-
interluding as
Elrod
well.
doesn't- Sorry. I don't add to the argument, but I make a point to not involve myself in the card game either. I'm just kind of watching the city.
Doran doesn't even look up and he goes, "Those look fine."
Dang, Rix.
Last ones were fine.
Bretta, did Elrod would be paying attention to this just before we go. Did Bretta take his advice and kind of practice their powers a little more on our like downtime, like whenever we stop to sleep?
That's up to Britta and Dorn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we tried. I don't know which.
She sucked all our life.
Oh my.
Honestly, if you just walked off, even just by yourself, and like waved your dagger around, he'd think you were practicing. So he's.
He would actually inform her that she would get better results from willing participants and it would be more powerful.
Yes.
So instead of just surprising everybody and going, "Hey, buddies," and just sucking out their life.
I'm out.
Why not?
That said, you have to willingly give up life to your friend.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
What's funny about the power is it just says she can choose between people within 3 squares of her.
Which I think it's one of those things that RP wise.
Yes,
the
RP wise.
characters think it's willingly, but you know, as soon as things get hairy, she's just like, borrowing your blood. I'm sorry.
It's the power of belief.
And the trend continues. Rib still has no idea what you are talking about.
Oh God, Dawn, please don't tell me you're becoming religious too.
Elrod, belief is a power in of itself. I don't believe in much, but I believe that people believe in powerful things.
If you believe hard
Just
enough, it will
smirks.
work.
It's the only reason why my life hasn't been a colossal failure. I believe that I wouldn't fail.
I mean, put actions to your beliefs. Counts.
I rolled 31 to see if anything's down Brett's sleeves.
There's nothing in Bretta's sleeves.
Ah, yes, religion, internal game philosophy. What's up her sleeves? It's perfect. The 3 of us are just being like minor edgelords, and they're just playing cards.
Trying to play
they're
cards.
trying to
but
play
Rib doesn't
cards.
want to. Oh, fine. I'm going to play with Rib. Rib, go.
Alright, that's it for tonight, y'all.